Hello, beautiful beings. Man, I really just am going to continue dropping frames when I start up, I guess. OBS has decided that that's our fate. Hi everyone, how's it going? Hi BP, thank you for the boop. Hi, I'm here. What's up? How y'all doing? Oh, my bit rate just went real bad for a second there. Let's see if we can even out a little bit. Hello, stars. Good to see you. Let's see. Okay. Since we're doing fine on Twitch's end, OBS is occasionally dipping. So if we get like really bad lag or something, or if I'm repeatedly loading, please let me know. Because that's just that. Honestly, that would track with the kind of weeks that I'm having. It's just it'd be like that. How we doing today, folks? Hi, BP. I did say that already, but I'll say it again. It is time where we can clean the palette again, so that we can start using kitty colors instead of background colors. I'm thinking also, Tom came out here for a second and then was like, oh, this is the time of day where you don't pet me. I'm thinking that maybe if I lay one of these fuzzy blankets down next to me, he'll like that. Because yesterday, if you guys saw my photo in Discord specifically, I did have a cuddle buddy yesterday who was just completely sprawled out over the side of my leg. Hi, Web. And I think part of the reason for that was because I set a fuzzy blanket next to me for like an armrest kind of. And he was like, oh, this is bed for kitty? And I was like, yeah, sure, man. Go for it. I can also actually peel this little piece of stuff up because it's the same color that we put in here. Then it won't mix in with the other stuff that's here. If I can get it up off the palette. Yeah. Try to clean things up a little bit. How's everybody been doing? What's been kicking? I know Stars and I have been having a blast playing Little Corners, which I believe Stars is going to do more of on Monday. We don't. I'm assuming at this point that everybody knows who Stars is, but like, I'll still say, hey, follow my friend. I'm also gonna pin this because it's the last couple days to snag any stickers at a discount, including the new Boba sticker that I added to the shop, which is so sparkly and fun. But yeah, it looks like we're okay. The percentage of dropped frames is going down, which means we haven't been dropping more. I guess it's just at the start, because it's done that the past couple times that I've started upstream. I'm not sure what that's about. It might just be actually because I have the Stream Manager tab up, which has like, if it's like in focus, it's doing like a repeated update, which is harder on the computer. Maybe that's why. Because I have it up until like ads start going in. I'll minimize it. I do still have some coffee left. I also have some water going. Could actually write the proper month on here for this. I wrote the wrong month on the one last month. What do I want to call this? We just reaching cat. Hope if I actually spelled something correctly. There we go. Okay, so I think the background and I've got this, I don't know, the blockage, whatever we want to call it, as done as I want to do it, because I don't want that to really be the focus. I want most of the detail to go into the cat, which means that we get to peel off this tape and hope that it doesn't damage the paper a huge amount. Like, there's not going to be anything going on in the white portion of this, but we will be painting the paw. And this paper, I don't know why, it's just way more delicate with the tape, so it gets a little fuzzy. There we go. We got a nice crisp line. Look at that. I love a crisp line. I'm also very sniffly. It's still cold here. It's not as cold as it was the other day, but it's 22 out at the moment. Our low for today is 15. That would be Fahrenheit for the record. Which is also cold in Celsius. I think because -17 was like -9 Celsius, I think. So colder than that. It's cold. I need to decide where I'm going with this. I remember when I ended stream last time, I was considering adding some pink to the areas that I need pink. So the tongue and these paw pads, and not so much in the ears. The ears are mostly fuzzy, but I'll add a little bit of an underpainting there. Yeah, it's cold here. So the low is 15 Fahrenheit, which is also, like, it's colder than that. So there you go. But such is the way. Winter is here. Trying to decide if I want to go like full saturation pink or if I want to tone this down a little bit. Yeah, weather is weird. It's almost like there's been something changing the climate globally. Do you think that's a thing that's happening? Okay, the tongue is gonna have a lot more obvious shading. Oh yeah, that's a bit of a difference. which means I need to actually pay attention to where I'm putting the color here. Am I going to desaturate this pink? Immediately starts just doing the straight pink. So no, we're not desaturating this pink. And I am choosing to leave these sketch marks pretty intense here, because they will show through the lighter colors. So like if I was just doing this one layer of pink, the pencil lines would be very visible through it. But you guys have seen me paint. There's going to be a lot more than just that one layer. So some of it will show through and some of it won't, and I think that's good. I think it's cool. I also, because this is a furry kitty, I do think that we will probably add some more fuzz to this paw. This paw is from a different reference image. It's not the same reference image as this cat. And I think we will add some more toe fuzz to him, because that's just how furry cats have paws, you know? I have been, much to Khan's chagrin, I have been staring at his paws a lot the past couple days. I've been planning this painting, like looking at him like, okay, where's that hair coming from, buddy? I do need to trim his nails probably tomorrow too, which he won't be thrilled about. He was really not thrilled about me cleaning an eye goober from the corner of his eye this morning. Just in case anybody was wondering, I'm going to jail for kitty crimes. Yeah, that's a start. I do need to decide what kind of eye color I'm doing. Like what the base layer should be. I'm looking at the cat eyes, I think probably like a greenish yellow. This guy does have quite a bit of like orangey brown in his eye tone too. Let's start there and then work our way out. I guess I do want some pink around his eyes too. It'll be a more desaturated pink, but that's a whisker. This is the highlight here. I think after I do that, I'm gonna lay in some base shading with some brown for his little tabby stripes and some of the shadows. Because that will make it easier to not lose them as we add more color layers, and it will give it, you know, some depth, which is, generally speaking, a good idea. I think just laying that in with some umber is going to be the play. And we're going to make sure to not do, especially in the fur, any like real straight lines. Everything's going to be a little wibbly. Otherwise, it doesn't look like fur. World is just going to be really noisy today, I guess. I've got a helicopter going overhead. If you guys could hear that, I don't know. My screen sometimes, so like, because you guys have a different angle of the painting than I do sitting here, I will look at the screen to make sure that everything's okay. And sometimes I will look at the screen, and also because the color shows up differently, so the color of the scan is going to be more accurate to what's on my screen than what I'm looking at, which is also important because the majority of the stuff I'm painting is going to be scanned and turned into a print or a sticker. And sometimes I will look up and I will see a big old smudge on the painting, and I'm like, how did I miss that? It's a smudge on my screen and not on the painting. It's fine. So I'm like looking so hard, like, where did that come from? The screen. I'm sure this will shock anybody who's ever known me, but my computer screen is not the cleanest. Right in here we have a fair amount of shadow. We are the color of the month, in case that, I don't think I've said that yet this stream, is pumpkin, which is orange. This is going to be a lovely ginger boy. So we'll be layering like some yellow and then some orange, I think, probably yellow for the highlights. We do have a couple spots on him that are like kind of like a cream or beige color too that we'll be working on. But for the shadows, I think burnt umber is the play. Oh, also, I did mention this in the Discord. I've taken the I forget what they're actually called, the like moderation suggestions or whatever, the content warning labels off of this stream. Because I noticed when I was doing my like filling out my revenue sheet this morning that all of my ad revenue completely stopped despite me not changing my ad schedule basically and running about the same amount of ads as I was before. In April, when they added a new thing about ad revenue for Twitch users who had been banned at some point for certain things. So certain streamers, if they had been banned before, would not be able to run ads if they were banned for certain things like sexual content. I have never been banned off of Twitch, but they announced that that was going to take place in April, and that is when I stopped getting ad revenue. So I'm wondering if me having the sexual content warning on my stream was part of that, and that's the reason why I haven't been getting any ad revenue for the past few months. So I took this off, and I'm gonna keep doing ads the way that I normally do them, and we'll see if that changes. Because if so, that's kind of fucked up, but also at least then I will know why I suddenly was not getting what I should have been getting. Which, like, to be clear, I don't get a lot of money from ads. I don't really care that much. Like, so far this year, like, obviously for the first, 4 months or whatever, I got like $1.50 in ad revenue. So, like, it's not a big deal, but I'm curious. And I will say that I also do not run the optimized, the ad schedule that they would like me to run. Which will also affect that a bit, but it shouldn't take me down to 0 completely, because it wasn't before. So we're gonna run a test and see. And honestly, those settings were more on. I don't think I really need them according to Twitch because it isn't like a constant thing that we do. I'm not showing you titty, like That was more me being pissed off that when they were introducing the content filters, that they specifically said if you were talking about queer things that you needed to have the political ad filter on, which they backtracked on really, really fast. But I just kept it on because I was like, fine, if y'all are gonna treat me like that, then I'll just label myself. Get fucked. Have a good lurk, Illuminati. Thanks for popping in. Okay, this is there, which means we have some more little fuzzy bits right here. I marked some fuzzy bits in pencil and not all of them. We also get to mess with some general shade in here. We have that there, this is there. Got some more coming here. Because this guy is very fluffy, we've got a lot of hair directionality to play with here, which is gonna help with the, like, shading in general a lot. Because I can just follow hair directionality and then it'll it'll be fine. That is the good thing with painting things that have some sort of texture. So like when I was doing the banana peel or something, for instance, if you just add texture, like shading as the texture and texture as the shading, it makes it look a lot better and it takes a lot less work. Hey, Bubba. Did you want to come sit over here? I'll pull a blankie down and you can sit here. How about that? You want to be here? Yeah, I know you want pets. You want to sit on the fuzzy blankie? He really likes the fuzzy blankets. They're his favorite. He loves making biscuits on them. Which is what he was doing with me yesterday while I was playing that game. He was biscuiting up a storm on the blankets. Got the hair kind of going this direction. And the answer was no. He wanted 2 pets and then he wanted to wander off. But that's okay. Hi, Shawnee. You guys for sure heard that. That was the cat running up and down the stairs. And you could hear just then why I think I need to trim his claws tomorrow. I did actually just take a photo, Shawnee. I did. I remembered all on my own. Okay, so I've got that, and then this is part of this. And I've kind of intensified the hair a bit because, like, we love a hairy man. How's it going, Shawnee? It. And this is actually a relatively smooth line until it gets here. Kind of a boof boof. Yeah, I feel that, Johnny, honestly. This week has been like a lot. And we get to blame a planet for it now because Mercury is in Gatorade, and so is Jupiter. Sitting 5 feet apart in a hot tub of Gatorade because they aren't gay. Should leave that paw for a bit because I'm going to need to switch my reference image over, so I should focus on the one reference image I'm on right now. And we can add more later because we do have pretty intense shadow right through here. One of the like quote unquote rules of art is that you aren't supposed to shade with black. And like I understand why people say that. It's because a lot of black will deaden the color. So if you just do all of your shading in black, it'll make things look kind of funky. But sometimes you just need a really high contrast shadow, and black is the way to go. I'm probably going to end up using some gray or some black through some of these really dark shadows. What was your snom? I missed it. What are we today? Oh, I just put like 3 thoughts together in my head all at once. It's non-binary. We love to see it. So when I first started streaming, like before I started streaming, when I was like thinking about, if I streamed, what kind of stuff would I want to do? And by stuff, I mean, what kind of little bells and whistles would I want to add to my stream? One of the ideas that I had was a little command that would assign you a jelly bean flavor for the day. And I was thinking, like, my brain, I was like, oh, snom. I could actually do that with jelly beans now. If I wanted to, I could just make, little images of jelly beans and put it up there to give you your flavor. Then I was like, wait, I just made a whole bunch of art of jelly bean flavors that we could use. Like, well, I mean a whole bunch. There's 8. But that could be a thing where I make different jelly bean flavor art, and then you guys can get your little jelly bean flavor assigned for the day. So maybe I'll do that. With all that extra time I have, I do find doing the, sorry, I cannot focus on more than one thing at once. At least not today. Holy cow. I do find those, like, fun to do, and I don't find them particularly challenging necessarily. So they might be a good, like, to feel like I am actually being productive while doing something that isn't quite so stressful kind of a task. It is so intriguing to me that sound picks up from the mic, or by the mic. That is on the opposite end of the table, but the vibrations will pick up. Me trying so hard to not put my hand in wet paint. Also got shadow going through our ear hair here, because this boy has hairy ears. And most of the head here is really in shadow. Let's just work on laying in some shade hairs here. Like, as much as I'm always like, I'm gonna do like large swatches of color, I'm not gonna do individual hairs. That's a lie. It's always a lie. I am going to get insane and do individual hairs for everything. Like, I might as well just lean into it at this point. Like, I know I'm gonna do that. Like, it's not fully individual hairs, but it is, like, very hair texture. Okay, now the hair around the ears here goes a little bit of a different direction. We'll work on getting some of that texture in here. We've got like a dark line right there. And the ears are actually mostly like a smooth line. Until we get to his fluffy tips. Like the tiniest, teeniest little bit of shadow right here. Just work in there. Yeah, see how fluffy he already looks, just like with the one layer of, we aren't even done with it yet, but just like the one layer of fluff define. There's some more here that I have missed a bit. Got some coming around the bottom of this ear, down through here. Got another bit coming up through here. And some more through here. Hi, Potato. How you doing? Can we get a shout out for Potato, please? Thank you. Okay, that's looking better. I do think that I have kind of chopped off this here right here. So I'm gonna smooth this a little bit. Oh yeah, how is Goose Goose Duck? Were you part of the, sorry, I'm talking with a paintbrush in my mouth. Were you part of that collab last night, Potato? Kind of disappeared into nothingness last night after my whole situation. Yeah, excellent. Excellent work, Potato. I'm proud of you. Lighter on that side. Okay, then we have like most of this area right here is in like pretty intense light, but we've got a couple areas here that are dark. And adding a little bit of the dark texture will also give us some. I don't know what I was going to finish that sentence with. It's gone. I've had a week. My brain is freaking fried, man. I also got like this really cute little hair ridge right here that I would like on the nose that I would like to try and preserve. Because it's cute. Kind of like that. Technical words. Oh, that's nice of you, Potato, to go back through and make sure everything was clipped. Like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying, man. So, for anybody who's been keeping up with the therapy gauntlet that I've been going through. This place has been messing up my schedule repeatedly since I started going there, basically. I was supposed to have an appointment yesterday. I did not have an appointment yesterday. And in fact, the only appointment that I had was the one that we made special to be different because my usual appointment would be on Thursday, and for Thanksgiving Thursday, nobody's going to be in the office. So that was the only one that was actually scheduled for me. And the regular one was not scheduled. So I waited in a Zoom call for 20 minutes for no reason. And I emailed my therapist through like their patient portal thing. I was like, hey, we were supposed to have an appointment today, I think. That's what my notes say. I'll stay in the call for an extra few minutes, but, what? She did email me back this morning and apologized twice in a 3-sentence email. And I replied with like, okay, so the time that we had already set this time that I said specifically in the email still works for me, if that works for you. I laid out 2 things with my schedule that would make that a little, like, not impossible, but a little more difficult for some certain days. Because of the modeling sessions, because I hadn't gotten my work schedule the last time we had talked. And I said specifically that because I have had so many difficulties with scheduling, I used the word discrepancies specifically, that I would like all of my schedule to be written, and any changes or cancellations I would like to have in writing, because it's gotten to the point where like I feel insane. Because like we 100% during therapy said that we were going to have one this week, and then it didn't happen, and I feel nuts. Like I feel like, did I like not understand something? Did I miss something? Like what's going on here? And I would just like to have like some proof of how often they're fucking with my schedule, because it's a lot. Well, what's wild, Shawnee, is that this place was recommended to me by a friend who has had a great experience with them and has really liked them. And I don't know if I just like pulled the unlucky straw, or if I did something to piss somebody off or what, because I am not experiencing that. Yeah. So I would love it if it was something like that, because then it would be like a real reason that wasn't my fault. You know what I mean? Thank you, Potato. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this guy already. So like, and I haven't talked to my friend in a bit. I might message her and be like, hey, have you had this much trouble with scheduling here? Because I'm about to lose my entire shit. Because, like, so other than this appointment, just, like, apparently not ever being scheduled. Because she was doing something else, I guess. I also had, like, my first appointment with her was canceled because she was sick, which is perfectly valid. But the front office never called me to tell me that my appointment was canceled. So I had another appointment for, like, their orientation stuff before that appointment, and we were going to be late for that one, so I was like, oh, I do have an appointment now with other person, so could we like let her know away that I'm going to be late? And the person that I was in the meeting with was like, she didn't come in today, so you shouldn't have an appointment with her. I was like, that's new information to me, especially since I called in this morning to get the information for the meeting, and they could have told me that. And they didn't. Instead, they just fired off the information to me and didn't say nothing. So, like, I don't know, man. And according to the person that I was in the meeting with, they had already, like, the first thing in the morning they had to turn somebody away from the office because that person wasn't in. So their appointment had been canceled too, and they hadn't gotten a chance to call them. So like they knew by the time that I called that this was an issue, and they just didn't tell me. So like I don't know, man. But if I get, because this would technically be, yesterday was technically my second no call no show from a therapist. And I don't know, one of the things that I agreed to when, like during my orientation and stuff, was that if I was a no call no show, they would charge me $55. Which like I did get some quantification on that for like, if I call in a day because I'm sick or I have an emergency or something, that would not charge me. It's just to like avoid people doing that repeatedly to the office, which like, you're doing that repeatedly to me at this point. So like, okay. So yeah, I'm frustrated. And I think rightfully so. Because like, I have had more problems with this one place with scheduling than I have had with any other medical practice combined in my entire life. Which is wild. So yeah, that's kind of how my week has been going. How's everybody else doing? Also just had some, I don't know, some other stuff that I shouldn't talk about on stream that's bugging me. It's just making all of the other stuff a bit more difficult to deal with, but we stay silly, teehee. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I have never been a no call, no show to any place, ever. I don't function like that. So floofy. Do have some more shading to do around the whiskers here. Yeah, I'm also like that potato where I'm like early to everything. So like, technically I didn't wait in the Zoom call for 20 minutes yesterday. I waited until 20 past the hour when we were supposed to have met. I really waited in there for 25, 30 minutes because I was early, because I'm always early. So. Okay. Part of the problem with this other paw reference is that it's blurry. So we're really just going off of shadow shapes and hoping for the best here. Yeah, that's how a lot of art goes, honestly. I did consider, like, because the way that the original reference is shot, it's pretty clear that the cat is reaching like this at something. So, like, the paw pad would not be visible for the painting. But I was like, if I'm going to get another reference image and shove them together, like, why would I not just make it so that the paw is coming out? Because that's way more fun, you know? This bit basically all in shadow. And like, if push comes to shove and I really don't like how this paw turns out, I can just like cut the painting off here. Like, and make the print that way, you know? I have control over this. Yeah, or about to slap you. Just like, hey, give me 5 or get slapped. Did make like a little rounder just because I thought it was cuter. A stretchy. Is it a Grim? Is it Grim here? It is a Grim. Hello, Grim. I do think so. The light for the original reference was just coming from here.
Show me your hands.
Which means I think for the majority of the bottom of the paw, it would be in shadow. So we're gonna leave those shadow shapes and then do a like wash across the bottom of the paw. All right, doing a stretchy. And a big yawn. Hands. Nothing nice about myself. I have been a lot better about communicating my discomfort lately, which has taken a lot of work, and Grim will know how much work that has taken because Grim knew me before I started working on that seriously. That's my nice thing about myself. Okay. I don't remember if I took a sip of water or not. Take another one. Or take one. I don't know. I do think I will take another progress photo then. Actually. Man, I'm tired. I could have slept longer. I can always sleep longer, honestly. Take forever to fall asleep. Then, like, I don't want to get up. I'm a creature of momentum. That's the way I always put it. So, like, if I'm asleep, I want to stay asleep. And if I'm awake, I want to stay awake. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. And I always describe it as like a pressure cooker, where I shove everything in it and keep the lid on until it explodes and destroys your kitchen ceiling. That's very much how I was raised to deal with that stuff. So, you know. We're getting better at it, though. We're working on it. Something I do need to test with this specific color is how opaque it is. Because a lot of these colors from these little, they're called Keystones by the company, but these are from Beam Paints, and they use different binding agents in their watercolor because they use the words hello, naturally sourced materials, and ethically sourced materials via native practices. I need to see just like how opaque this is, which a bit more than a regular watercolor would be, but not that bad. Okay, just making sure I know what I'm getting into, because it is more difficult to control the pigment level to water level on these than it is like on the palette. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of this and slap it on the palette for now. Do you think I'll probably mix in a little yellow and we'll work on a little bit of like the highlight color before we go in the rest of it? But it does help if I keep this wet too, because it will reactivate the pigment better. But let's add some yellow in here. Add some of the higher highlight areas. This is so Garfield colored too. Like, I know it's named Pumpkin. They named it Pumpkin, which it is, but it's also Garfield color. Okay. So our highest highlights are right through here. Also the tongue, which we will go back to at some point. I mean, really, this highlight is so high that it's basically white, but that's not fun. So we're gonna make it a color highlight. I think the only really high white highlights I'm gonna leave in here is for the eyes and the tongue, because they moist, which means they'll have a higher highlight naturally. And I do need to be a little careful since we did the background first. When I get to the edges, it's possible that I'll start dragging in some of the color from the background. But because of the way hair works, I don't think that's a huge problem. I think that will actually help a little bit. But I do need to be like conscious of it, just in case, like, because we don't want our boy to turn completely green, you know. This isn't one of those Tumblr posts about purple cats, you know. If you know, you know. Because a little bit, since like hair is not solid, like clumps of hair are not completely solid, you'll be able to see some stuff, some of the background through the hair, and some of the color will bleed through. So I think it will help a little bit, which is part of why I did the background first for this. But I just don't want it to be too much. Yes. There's also a green cat, I think, and a blue cat. Like, there's a whole little host of various colored cats at this point. Which is funny. I do look at Khan specifically, and I'm like, what's your base color in your gray, buddy? And it depends on the light. But he is a warmer gray. He's kind of like orangey red based. And the reason that, like, artists just do this, where we look at something and we're like, oh, what are the shadow shapes? What colors would I use for this, kind of a thing? But I am planning to paint him at some point, because like with this, part of the point of me doing more pet stuff is so that I can get comfortable enough to start taking pet commissions, because pet commissions make good money, and I need to try and like actually break even more often, because it's been not a great year for sales, which, like, to be clear, totally valid. Everybody's going through it because one person has decided that his ego is more important than the rest of everything else. I guess it's not really fair to say one person because it's multiple people always, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, we also have some pretty high highlights here. I'm trying to decipher my own lines. Do need to decide how I want to do the like more cream color around the face. Because well, buff titanium is really just like the correct color basically out of the tube. It also is very opaque, which means it can cover up other stuff and it will kind of like muddy the colors that I put over top of it a little bit. Is something to think about, whether I want to deal with that or whether I just want to do a very light smattering of like another color. I feel like I'm probably gonna run out of steam pretty quick today. Just as warning. I know nobody's gonna be like, oh, how dare you, Katie. Everybody's gonna be like, okay, then take a break, stupid. Although you wouldn't call me stupid, I know that. Oh, Les Greg, if you heard that. But we'll see. I did want to get some work done on this because I do have like, again, I have a lot of art I would like to get done for this color. And whether I can manage to do that in the amount of time I have or not is not clear. Because it is basically halfway through the month already. And I have a lot of other stuff going on this month, which means that I get stuck in waiting mode a lot. Which again, I know everybody understands that. It's just, on my side, I find it very frustrating. Especially when the things that put me in waiting mode don't end up actually fucking happening. You know? I also could have taken another modeling shift yesterday if I had known that I didn't have an appointment. So, grumble, grumble, grumble. this fine. I'm gonna have to like, I don't know, check in my patient portal like literally every single day and see if I have been given an appointment or not. Like I don't. Like I was threatening to call like every single day to see if every single time I had an appointment to see if my appointment was actually still on after last time, and apparently I should have done that again this time. Because he has gotten to sit with me for the ones that I have had, yeah. And he mostly behaves. Sometimes he likes to step on the caps lock key now because he knows that I will touch him to move him off the keyboard. But like for the most part, he just sleeps with his butt pushed up against my leg while I'm sitting there. Yeah. Just went over something I didn't want to go over just there. Boop. Much better. Perfect cat's lock key. He's over sitting on his tower right now. How you doing over there, Bubba? He's so eepy-seepy. I did because I moved the cat tree up here. It's his mom left it with us, but it's like huge. Like it's taller than I am, and I'm not a short person. To relook at my lines there. But I did put his cat tree very close to the space heater that we have out here, so it gets nice and toasty there. He does respond when I call him that now. He'll meow, but he doesn't chirp per se at me. He talks to Greg a lot more than he talks to me in general. But he will, like, when I come out of my room, especially at night, because I'll shut my door for a bit, and then, like, whenever I come out to pee, I'll see if he wants to come hang with me in my bedroom while I'm sleeping. So when I come out of my room, he'll do a little murp at me. Like, hey, is it time? Is it time? Like, yeah, it's time. You can come in here if you want to. He's also taken to, like, sleeping in the bathroom on the little, what's the word for that? Like the bath mat that's in there. Me completely forgetting what words are. So that he can not miss me when I come out, which is pretty funny. Yes, agreed. And he is a little bit chatty, just not huge chatty. So like he doesn't respond to you necessarily when you speak, like all the time. But sometimes he'll give you a meow, and often it's at a very funny time. So I think that he has the timing of a comedian. just naturally. Excuse me. I'm so eepy. I needed to make a decision about the face color. That's what I was supposed to be doing. Because I do have a few places where that color should go. What if I don't want to make any decisions? Don't mind me digging through my paint. I know it can pick up because I can see my my tuber going in the corner of my eye. We will add a little bit because I did take the last of the buff titanium off of here because it was grody. So I'll use a little bit of that, I think, but I'll probably water it down with something a little bit more orange in there. Peats. It's these little peats. He's sticking them out. But I do think that putting his cat tree next to the space heater was the right call. He's very pleased about it. I don't know, if I was a little cat, I'd want to be in front of the space heater too. It's warm. Especially when it gets so cold here, you know. Our house is not a warm place. It is an older house. Yeah, for sure. I do have like one of the fuzzy blankets that he likes in my room with a heating pad under it. And then I have a heated blanket on my bed because I get cold too. So he's a little bit spoiled while he's living, I think. It's like, I don't think he's gonna argue with being spoiled while he's here. I don't know many cats that would argue with being spoiled. That's so fair. I have a lot saved of Belfie, especially when Greer puts him in costume, because he just looks so fucking miserable every single time, and it's such a good like reaction image. Like, this cat is fucking miserable right now. I'm pretty sure I still have photos of him in the bee costume last year that I started using as a reaction image, because he looks so sad. He also just like regularly, like anytime a photo is taken of him when he's not like actively slapping another cat, he always looks like he is so stressed about doing his taxes. And it's so funny to me. Like, little man, why are you so stressed? You've never had to count anything in your life. What's happening here? Okay. I think some of this color can go down here, actually. I know, it's so funny. I think. I'm not really thinking. Hello, hi, Purple. How's it going? Good work, Purple. That's complicated stuff. I would explode and cry. So good work. Need link. Okay. I'm gonna go in with the real orange now. Yeah, that's fair. If I do stuff like that, like my fingers will get like sore for multiple days, but that's because my body doesn't work correctly. You know what, Shawnee? There is actually a reference to a snake belt, like a literal belt that is a snake, the creature, in one of the Hunger Games books. Well, one of the newer ones, like not the original trilogy ones. I just feel like you should know that. That somebody did actually do that in this story. Because there's, yeah. So in the newer one, Sunrise on the Reaping, that's about Haymitch's games. The one of the designers has gotten live reptile fashion banned at the Hunger Games events because he had a belt buckle last year that was a turtle and bit somebody. The snake was alive for all of this. And also there were multiple reptiles involved. He also had little garter snakes clipped onto, I say clipped, biting his ear as earrings to stay put. Yeah, so that's a thing. Just in case anybody was wondering, I guess. Thanks for coming to my random Hunger Games talk. I say as if that doesn't happen basically every single stream. Yeah. He's also, like, awful, just for the record. So, you know, well, you might not know. I don't know. If you have read The Hunger Games, you might recall that in the first book, when Katniss is going to meet with the prep team and stuff, she says that the designer for District 12 has put them in coal miner outfits for, like, 1,000,000 years. That's him. Mr. Snakebelt is the one who did that. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, there you go. The Hunger Games lore you didn't know would be relevant today. Or ever. Because, like, why would you think that? Why would you think that somebody wearing snakes would be relevant today? For more lore, the person who the turtle bit was the designer's wife, and they despise each other openly. Which is very, very capital. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. Actually started, I say started as if it's like, started implies I ever stopped, but I did restart the whole Hunger Games series as audiobooks this week. Like, it's just constant at this point. If I say I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm listening to one of the Hunger Games books, and it never ends and it never stops. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like, as the artist, it's kind of a weird process because it's like, I'm not seeing the whole thing, right? It's very similar to, I feel like this is a weird reference, but this is where my brain is going. I feel like it's very similar to, like, watching somebody else play a horror game. Or a puzzle game, maybe, where, like, you aren't interacting with it so you can see the whole thing in a way that the streamer can't. I feel like it's very much that same way. Because, like, I will, like, work on this for 2 hours and then take a photo as art tax at the end of stream and go, what? Because I can compare it to the photo I took before stream and be like, oh, we did, like, a lot today. What the hell? Okay, these are the other long hairs.
watch the dandelions float through the sky. Give me something I can see for myself. Sweet dreams to the terrible things, I let them disappear when life is not fair. Fresh taste when the hate's erased, I'm gonna wipe my tears away, so don't stare. We got something, yeah, we can live for ourselves.
He is listening so intently to what you are doing in the kitchen. Greg was making a cup of tea or something. Yeah. No, but he does like to be included. I will hold things out for him to sniff. And he'll just sniff it and go, intriguing. No, thank you. He just likes to be included, which, fair. Me too. Although he was really interested in the onion dip. I've offered him plain sour cream before, and he was not interested. But once you put poison in it, he's real interested.
It's gotta be MSG, right? It's gotta be the
Probably just salty in general, yeah. He was interested in the cheddar ruffles, which makes sense, because the boy has the cheese lust. Kitchen often means cheese, but not always. He also just kind of likes to pay attention, especially if somebody's using their hands for things other than petting the cat. So if I'm painting in my room or something, he will watch me very intently. And if I set down my paintbrush, he shoves his head under my hand, kind of a thing. That's fair, Shawnee. I would also suggest taking into account how much static electricity you will build up with long hair. Because I definitely have already shocked this cat once this year. I got his ear. He understood. As far as I know, he's lived up here his whole life, so he's used to that kind of stuff. But I felt bad. I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. He was just like, you stopped petting me? Oh, has your possum come back, Shawnee? I haven't heard anything about it. I'm guessing not, but I know you've also been heckin' busy. Realizing. Yeah, that's fair. I always have my hair long enough to tie up because if I can't tie it up, I will lose my mind. Excellent. We love that. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see a cute critter, I guess, but I am happy that there is not a teenage opossum shitting in the kitchen anymore. I was saying, I'm realizing that if I finish this entire painting, like this one on stream, I will know exactly how much time vaguely to charge for pet commissions, how long it took me, which is good to know. In general. I also have another kind of commission that I've been meaning to add to my website, and I haven't. Because I did those affirmation cards for the tipathon. I was thinking I might add those as a commission. Because I think part of the reason that it's more difficult to commission me, which I'm okay with, honestly, because commissions stress me out, is because I don't really have full set prices for stuff. I'm like, here are some things that I do. Here would be the vague prices for those. Contact me if you want something else. And for the most part, the something else is the kind of art that I'm doing now. So I think it's a little more intimidating to contact me with something. Which again, at this moment is fine, but in the future I will need to change that. But I want to keep doing this. Yeah, that would do it, Shawnee, for sure. A number of things colliding, coalescing. I don't know. Either of those words works. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have done like a base layer of color before I started putting hairs on, but we're here now, so. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Shawnee. Because I'm not sure there are many people in your life who are not like that. We'll need to go back with some more brown in these spots that are supposed to be darker. I am glad that I laid in that color before. It makes life a lot easier. For remembering where everything is supposed to go. As I add more and more lines on this, so my pencil lines start to disappear. We're getting there though. This is gonna take forever because I'm like doing shading as texture. I do that when I do digital art too. It's just faster with digital art. And if I make a mistake, I can undo it. Versus, you know, working to cover it up or whatever. His eyes look so creepy right now. It's gonna look so much better once I put the actual pupils in, because right now he looks like a fucking demon cat. The reference image, he's very cute. Here, I'll show you. He's a little cutie. Once I darken up the eyes and the pupils a bit, I think that will look a little bit less spooky. Yep. Perfect, Shawnee. Love that for you. Yeah, he's really cute. There were a couple photos of this cat in particular that this photographer had taken. I did. This is from Pixabay. And I followed the person who took the photo on Instagram, and they followed me back. So I'll probably tag them when I post the finished painting. Because I believe, based on the rest of their photos, because I looked through to see if there was another one from this specific photo shoot. But judging by the rest of their photos, I believe this is their pet that they were taking photos of. So my plan is to tag them in it, and then if they would like it, offer them the painting, since it's their kitty. Maybe offer them a print is maybe the better way to do that. I don't know. I will offer them something. Welcome back, Sleepy. You survived. Good work. How'd it go? Or we can pretend that it didn't happen and not talk about it so you can forget, if you prefer. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Sleepy. Oh, no. It's so wild how, like, some people get, like, so many tooth problems and some people don't. Like, even if we all take care of our teeth the same way just because of genetics. Just fucked up. Hi, Cap. I'm glad that it's not too bad right now. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's stupid because it does specifically, like, I've read something that genetics does determine, like, the thickness of your enamel too, which is like, okay, could we not do that though, please? Yeah, that's good news. I'm sorry about the abscess. At least you don't have to deal with like 35,000 things and it's only one thing, you know? Yeah, that does suck. I only got, like, I have the one crown. I'm supposed to get more. But, like, who has the money? Not me. Yeah. So they did, I did pay for them to do fillings on the ones in front that I need more, crowns on. I was about to call them caps, which I guess isn't correct. Like, isn't really correct, but also isn't really wrong. But yeah. Now I have no money. So that will at least, like, hold better until I can manage to afford that. I say as if I'm ever going to be able to manage to afford that. I'm planning on it. Yeah, it is good when you can, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a pessimism thing, and I say this a lot, where it's like, either I'm prepared for the bad thing to happen and I was right, so I'm pleased that I'm right, or I'm pleasantly surprised. Oof, yeah. So far, I haven't had an abscess. I was worried that I had one at one point, but I managed to avoid that at least, which is impressive considering how much damage was on my front teeth. Ooh, wonton. Yes, you did tell me that, and I got jealous immediately. I have not had a good wonton soup since I moved out of Oregon. I miss the Chinese place I went to growing up. Like, that's what Chinese food should be to my brain, and I can never have it again because they closed after we moved. Mm-hmm. Your morals are demoralizing. Yeah. Congratulations on the streak. I still haven't decided if I'm keeping the streaks or not. I think it's okay though. Sound? Oh, that was picking up the airplane. I was like, what is it hearing? It's the airplane that's flying by. That's what it is. Very much what do your elf eyes see, except it's what do your Discord ears hear. Thank you. I do love a little kitty cat. It has to be said. His eyes still look creepy. They will look creepy until I finish them, I think. Until I add the pupils and he's gonna look like a weirdo. Which is fair. We love weirdos here. So. I should have put down a base orange color before I started doing hairs, but it's too late for that. The ship has sailed. The hairbrush has gone through the curls. I don't know. So we might end up doing a wash over this entirely, which is going to make me nervioso. But we'll manage. Every time I say nervioso, because I picked that up from Anne Burrell, I'm like, aw, Anne Burrell's dead. I'm sad about it. I really liked her. She was cool. We might have a better chance if he is blind, because otherwise I think he's coming for us. What, Papa? Are we still blinking at each other? Okay, we can do that. Yeah. He was staring at me very intently. You need to go back with some more yellow, I think, on the highlight sides. And we also need to do some more brown. Etc., etc. There's a lot more steps to do. I'm just talking to talk at this point. Which is kind of why you're here, I guess. So you're welcome. Stew. He might be. I think he's also upset that my hands are doing this and not petting him. Just like in a general sense and not necessarily because today. Oh, yeah, that's nice of him to do. It's always a rough time to try and feed yourself, for sure. Although honestly, when my mom passed away, we had so much food that we didn't know what to do with it. Like, we threw out more food than we ate because like we were eating, there was just so much of it. We do classify things as a shoddy situation. Which direction? This direction. You know what I could do? This is a really stupid thing that my brain just came up with, but it's silly, so I'm gonna say it. I could name this Firestar and have it be Warrior Cats fan art. Just in case anybody's wondering, that's a thing I could do. Yeah. So far, I have just named it on the little color and focus card as Reaching Kitty. But I could do that. Although, I do think that I would have to be careful how I do that, so that I don't end up in legal trouble. Well, possible legal trouble. I'm small enough that I don't think it's a big deal, but if I do end up big enough, could be a problem. Hi, Tens! How's it going? You get to leave work on time again today? Congrats on the streak. A whole week. A week streak.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Boo. Yeah, for sure. Although that was not the original intention, I will say. I just realized that while I was staring at it right now. That's so funny. And that's fair. It is a little out of focus, and also my handwriting was a little sloppy there. Is it super out of focus though? Because this is as far as the focus goes for this camera, which is stupid. But I can lift it up a little bit more if it's super out of focus. I can't always tell because, like, my laptop is my laptop. Okay, cool. Thank you. It is frustrating though. This camera is like... I did not get it originally intending to stream art, actually. I got it intending it to be a face cam, which is what it's good for. And then that went different than I was expecting it to. As life often does. Welcome back, hon. My camera is definitely really far behind, and I can see it out of the corner of my eye how long it's taking for my hand to actually get to places after I do it. Oh my gosh. That was Con jumping off the cat tree. Okay, let's add some orange to our cob here. Which I will end up needing to do more shading on this, but can at least get this started. Yep, have good lurk. What is that little bit on a cat ear called? Like that little hollow bit. I have no clue. And I also don't know what purpose it serves. There are many things I do not know, but that is one of them. My back hurts, man. My joints have been so messed up this week. And like, I know why, but also, can you stop? Like, you're not helping nothing, bud. Okay.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
I figured this was gonna happen at some point. Hi, Rainbow and Squad. How are my little meat sheeps doing? Hello? How is Thweem? I just realized that I haven't taken progress shot in a bit, so we're gonna do that right quick. Hi, Carol. Wow, my boyfriend is a traitor. See that raider from Rainbow Sheep at the top. Hi, Jazzy. Ah, good, good. Hi, Dwight. Water sipping. And a stretchy. You got it. Oh, two different people. Wow. And a treat. Wow. I know, I'm teasing. Yeah, we gotta merge the tabs. That's the squad name. If any of us ever makes it to partner, we can make a whole team called Merge Tab Squad. I do actually have one more of the little toffees out here that Stars sent me. Eat that for my little tweak. Right? It would be so cool. I don't want to be the one to make partner though, because that's like a lot. Hi, Siren. Yep, all good. Please, if anybody needs to go, you know, get some self-care or go stare at a wall or sleep or eat or just, you know, sit in the silence for a little bit, please feel free to leave. I am so happy that you popped in and I appreciate you, like, I don't know, saying hey. Yeah, I don't think it's either of us. I think if any of the three of us that are talking about this right now, it's going to be Rainbow. But I think before that, it's going to be Sleepy. Personally, that's what I think. Because Sleepy's stream has been growing a lot real fast. The Stars doesn't want it. Same with me. Like, it's too much. Because I will say, it is pretty rare for art streamers to get partner. They generally aren't that big. I don't even know what my follower count is doing. I don't look at it, to be honest. Like, very much like my view on God. That's none of my business. Like, if I was trying to be, like, a social media mogul or something, I would need to pay attention to that, but I'm not gonna. Hi, Dissy. Yeah, I feel like Sleepy won't be opposed to us writing them. Just, like, in general. But I'm kind of just assuming that everybody from Rainbows knows who I am. If you don't know, hi, my name is Katie. I do watercolor art. We're working on a Kibby Cat right now. As part of our color of the month. I say "are" because my patrons get to vote on the color, but I'm the one doing the painting. But yeah, so this is for our color of the month, orange, which is pumpkin, really is the name of the specific orange. Thank you, and hello, good to see you. And I know, again, I will say that if you came in from the raid, or if you didn't, like if you just need to go get some self-care, please do. I would much prefer you take care of yourself. And I know that Rainbow has a concert to go get ready for. Yeah, for sure. Yep, hi, Potato! We merged your tabs while you weren't looking. Yeah, for sure. Linda should be doing all of Twitch's emotes, honestly, because Linda is the best emote artist I've ever seen in my entire life. You should all commission her. We have 2 Rainbow originals as our emotes on this channel, which is my little Angie and my little Gremlin.
When all the wanting wants is what you think you want, but really haven't got. You told me I could stay until the morning, but would I give my heart back on the way to tend the flowers that you bought?
Yeah. Both ones that I use a lot, and honestly, I have considered commissioning a third one from Rainbow just because I use it so often. Because really, what I've been doing so far is commissioning Rainbow to make me versions of the emotes she has on her channel. Like, I'm still subbed to Linda, so I can use hers. But sometimes I just need an emote that's that, but me. And I bet somebody can guess which emote I'm thinking of from Rainbow's lineup. Because I use it a lot. It's such a specific emote, and I get like a specific emotion. And I get sad that it's not everywhere, so I can't use it. Like, other people won't understand when I say Rainbow for this emote. It is not gimme. Although it would be a good one. Yeah, Rainbow is correct. I was just talking about it with her yesterday. I use that one so much. It's just like the perfect emotion for so many things. And yeah, I use it a lot. Cause yeah, I do be smiling like there's a nuclear bomb going off in my head a lot. Oh, I forgot to add a book that I saw on Tumblr to my reading list. I can do that. Yes, you do. But you need to do keep the face palm. I need that one. Or, you know, like upgrade it or whatever. But I still want face palm. Please. Cool. It's so good. There aren't, and like, it's necessary. I need them. Have you seen my friend group and the puns they throw out? I need a face palm. Okay. This area is still not really looking right. So we're gonna have to mess with that a bit. I think part of that is just that I haven't gotten the shadows around the face really locked in yet. I mean, I do enjoy puns, just to be clear. That is one of the reasons why I was attracted to Cap in the first place, just for the record, is puns. But puns require a certain kind of response, otherwise it doesn't count that you made the pun. And it has to be a level of exasperation. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of just like the vibe for my stream, is coming here and catching stray, like, mental health call-outs or joke call-outs, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's no fun if you do, you know, a really excellent pun and somebody doesn't go, ugh, you know? Oh my god, Cap. Yeah, yours is your eye roll is really good too. Like, it's very, very on point. Oh, I auto-corrected that in my head. I did not even realize that it wasn't what you typed. Dino. Not sure how much longer I'm gonna be going. We aren't gonna get this guy done entirely today. But also have some other stuff that I would like to do today. Specifically chilling stuff, because I've been having a time, friends. But I do have little corners to play some more of, and I would like to, because I know that Stars is planning to play that on Monday. I'd like to get all of the secret stickers solved before I watch Stars play more. I'd like to figure them out. Yeah, we all have been having a time, for sure. That's great, Shawnee. I got you. I understood. I do think we've gotten so far a pretty good base level of color going here. We are going to need to continue adding more color because there's still the white of the paper shining through, and that's illegal in my art. Like for highlights maybe, but not as like over the whole piece. Especially not when this lad is so furry. Thank you. Yeah, we've only worked on the cat so far today. We did the background last time. So we're making some good headway here. But I do need to get my next projects sorted. Which are going to be more fruit moons, because we did I did that fun together for the most part, but I keep saying that, but this one is done. So this is the full moon fruit, and it's pomegranate, as you might be able to tell. And then there are going to be other phases of the moon that are fruit, where you can only see the fruit in like the lit part of the moon. And some of them work because it's going from red to orange, and then it gets more yellow as you go out through the phases. So that works great for the color this month. And so we'll be doing that. If I can manage it, ideally, I would get 4 of those done this month. I don't know that that's going to be real because, just that noise is how the month has been going. Because the month is already halfway gone. So we'll see. But thank you. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how that one turned out. I worked hard on it. It's definitely like one of those pieces where like it looked like nothing and then all of a sudden looked like something. I was like, oh wait, I did do it. Okay. Because I did do it. If you're one of my patrons, you can see all of the progress photos for that. Since I didn't do most of that one on stream, that would be the only way to see the behind the scenes on that one. So if you are a $3 or up member, you can go look at the progress photos for that one. But because I did it in like sections, it kind of looked like nothing right until I finished it. Like fully, and then I was like, oh, all right, this looks fine. Thank you, Shawnee. I do, like, we did up, I don't know why you guys can be included, I guess, or maybe I'm a royal we today, I don't know. I did update all of the tiers on Patreon recently, which means they all have new art and the benefits are now more accurate to what you actually get. because I had not updated those since I started my Patreon in like 2020, 2021. So they were behind the times. They are no longer behind the times. They have been updated. And I now have a smaller tier that, like, in between my $1 tier and the sticker club tier, which is $5. So you can give me a little more money if you want to and see the behind the scenes stuff. The only tier that doesn't see the behind the scenes stuff is the $1 tier. But you still get to vote in polls and stuff if you're a $1. All of that is outlined on my Patreon.
We give up ourselves until love leaves a bruise. Invest in some chain mail to withstand abuse.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only one who's been having a time, but I do think this weekend I'm probably gonna sit in a hole by myself for most of the weekend. And even if it's working, mostly I won't have to people. I've had to people a lot lately, and I'm going to need to people a lot continuing on for a while, so might just clock out and keep my phone off kind of situation. Because, like, I do love you. I love all of you. You're great. But also, I need to not always be around people, even if it's just, like, online. I am very introverted, and I get tired. So if I disappear this weekend, nobody freak out. I'm fine. Just taking a break. I do tend to get more work done if I'm by myself, too. Yeah, it should be. Because I do have a bit of work to get done. I have some more, like, sticker files to prep and stuff like that. I did want to make sure to get at least one new sticker out while I had the sticker sale going, which I did. We accomplished that. Ooh, yeah, good luck, Rainbow. I did do my revenue spreadsheet this morning. I still have to do some of my business expenses and add that in. I've been slacking. I say that. I'm like a month behind. I usually do. So, like, I do the revenue once a month. Yeah, a bit. I considered doing one today, but I decided that I thought having control over my own space and talking with you guys was better for my brain right now.
Oh, hi.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought because Greg was in the room. Yes, I do enjoy the no mic streams for, like, focusing on a painting. So we might do some more of that the rest of the month. If I can manage to get those 4 paintings, like, set and ready to go, we might do that so that I can, like, actually sit and get more painting done. But I decided that chatting with you guys and, like, actually having control over my own space was more important to my brain today. Especially since I already kind of in my mind had planned to take the weekend off. So off is not really entirely accurate. You know what I mean. Oh, that one has the cat litter in it, Greg. That's why it's heavy. He brought in a package. That's why I got distracted. Yeah, socially off. Exactly. Yeah. I do enjoy a co-working stream sometime, but I also get distracted. So, like, I do a lot better if I'm either, like, if I'm working by myself without access to other people, and either with a show on in the background that I've watched a lot, or an audiobook going. And that just works better for me in general. Yeah, I do enjoy socializing online because it is a lot less costly to me, like spoon-wise. But it does still take some, especially when there's like other stuff going on that's stressing me out in social spaces, which is happening right now. Some people can probably deduce that from other information that they know. Which, like, even if it's not actually real stress, it does, like, add to my general level of worry, kind of a thing. I think I'll chill this weekend in general. And I'm sure Khan will be happy when I, hyper focus on whatever I'm working on and lock in and don't move for 3 hours. He does not like it when I have to get up to go to the bathroom a lot. So I mentioned to you guys that I had a dream about making a new kind of Rice Krispie treat. I don't know if anybody remembers that we talked about that, where I was adding freeze-dried strawberries to Rice Krispie treats in my dream, and I decided that sounded really good when I woke up. I do have freeze-dried strawberries now, and I realized that means that I can make my knockoff strawberry acai Starbucks drink more accurate, because they put freeze-dried strawberries in it. So maybe that will be the last little. You leave Tilda alone. She's done so much for us. I'm teasing. Hi, Con. You gonna get in your little box? I set up the Squishmallow box from the Squishmallow that BP got for me. Because it's a good cat size, so I set that up with a little blanket in it out here in the living room. So Con gets in there when I'm streaming sometimes. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if I like that. Like, I could understand the point, but also, I don't know what it... It's kind of like how, like, when people are making stuff for, like, a Halloween potluck or whatever, they make footloaf. Where it's, like, meatloaf in the shape of a foot, and you use onions as toenails. And it's like, I don't want to do that, actually. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to make that. I don't want to eat that. I'll pass. Thank you. Like, I get the appeal of themes. I get it. But I don't want that. My when I worked at the bookstore, we had monthly potlucks. Which a different member of, like, the the grown-up staff would take charge of. And that's when we like celebrated people's birthdays and stuff like that. But the Halloween one was always like somebody would try to make it themed, and then they'd like run out of options. So we had Footloaf multiple times while I was working at that bookstore, and I don't. Like, I appreciate you trying to make like a full meal for your college students here, but I don't want to put that in my mouth. I may be a freak, but I'm not that kind of freak. Hi, Amma. Perfect timing for Amma to come in. Because I was just telling Amma on Monday what a freak I am. Yeah, I think strawberries will be good in it. What I did for that potluck, well, one of them where we had Feetloaf, I think it was the last one that I was really at the bookstore for. What I did was make twice baked potatoes and then use some like pre-bought pastry dough to make little tombstones for them, which is on theme and also is not disgusting. So anybody can steal that idea instead of having to force the Footloaf on people. Disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna lay in some of this like orangey yellow color to fill in the white spots here. And then maybe we're gonna call it. We'll see how I feel after I get this color down. So we will need to do some more. I will want to do some more fur texture as we go through this. But we'll layer up some more colors after I get just like the base colors. Just by putting a wash over the top of this, it's kind of smoothing out a lot of the texture that we already put in. I want texture because it's fun and I like it. What's everybody else got planned for the weekend? I know what Cap's got planned for the weekend because he cannot escape me anymore. I say as if he's trying to escape. What's the rest of you doing? I know Linda said that she has a concert tonight. Work! Yay! Love that for you. I hope it's not too bad. I also kind of just added this other paw in right here because there's actually a piece of like leaf or something there, and I was like, but this could be another paw. That would be cute. This is a totally random thought, but sometimes I've considered doing like, you know, there's this aesthetic little color swatch sheets that people do and put next to their painting for all the colors they used during a painting. I've considered doing stuff like that because I think it's cute, but like that would also involve me actually remembering what color I'm using from time to time, which is not happening. It's like I vaguely remember what colors I've been using today. But you can bet a donut that I will not remember by next time. Which is why I have to do each step on its own. Otherwise, like, if I try to split it up between streams too bad. I actually will sometimes leave a note about what colors I've been mixing. Because I will forget. And I'm sure a bunch of people like do those as they're going. Where they're like, okay, I'm gonna use this color to mix, so let's slap that onto the sheet. But it would mess with my flow so bad. Do you think we've got a lot of good like hair movement going here? I do think that I'm gonna need to bring some more of the darker colors in so that it doesn't look like such a distinct line between the colors. You've got like this nice little swirl going here, which feels a little bit softer, but the rest of it kind of feels like, especially looking on the camera versus in person, very linear. I don't know the word that I mean. I do also have, I mean, you guys already know that I have modeling every Monday for the rest of the semester, but I have a late night one this coming Monday, which is gonna like fuck me up for at least 2 days afterwards. Because I always like, I have a really hard time getting to sleep after those ones. So I end up staying up too late because my brain won't shut the fuck up. Which then throws my entire brain off for, 2 to 5 business days. What would it be like to have a brain that actually like works the way it's supposed to? I would be unstoppable. I always joke God had to nerf me because otherwise I would have killed him by the time I was 11. What, brains working is a myth? I don't know. I know some people whose brains just work. Like, they don't have to convince themselves to get out of bed in the morning. They just remember to brush their teeth. They don't have to actively think about it. Sounds fake, but there are people who do that. I don't know how, but they do. That might be because you're also neurodivergent, babe. Right, Bloom? And hello. I don't know that I said hi to you. But hello. If I did, then you get 2 poems. Block that in with some yellow and we'll go back over it in more orange later. Mid of this side. More yellow, and less orange yellow. This is our brighter side that has the sun shining through it. You definitely still have some work to do on like the excuse me, the muzzle area and the nose. A couple other things, but this is looking pretty solid so far. I think, at least. And it's my art, so mine is the opinion that matters. Thank you for bapping me. I'm tempted to fill in his pupils right now. Because those eyes are going to get quite a bit darker, but I think we've got most of the color down. So it's just going to be like darkening around the eyes, which will involve also doing the pupils. This may not be the best idea that I've ever had, but we're committing to it. It won't be the worst idea I've ever had, for sure. Like, we are not even going to get even remotely close to the worst decision I've ever made doing art. I do think this will make it better in general. Yeah, that makes it look way more cat. It's so silly how little things like that make such a huge difference. I add a little bit more darkness to where the darkest bits are in here. Like so. Yeah, it's a cat! You guys couldn't tell before I put the pupils in. You were so confused. And now we're here, and now you know. I do have some more orange to slap in a couple of these places. Yeah, exactly. See, you guys couldn't tell, but I knew where we were going, and I'm proud of you guys for trusting me. I think that I've kind of extended the color and the shadow from the eyes a little bit too much on this side, so we'll be doing some surgery on that next time. So we should have some more fur underneath that eye here. We can work on that. I'm just slapping some more orange right there right now. That a bit. But it feels more like the fur is in shadow versus just the dark skin underneath. Yeah, that already feels better. All right. Actually, there is one more shadow that I want to put in here before we end. Because I have not done the shadow for the muzzle bits here, which I think will help us a bit. I did a little bit too far on the side. Hi, Elk. Good to see you. Yeah, we're making some good progress on this guy. We still have a ways to go, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. I do think I'm gonna call it here. I can go, you know, eat something and place some more little corners. Perhaps with a cat in my lap. We'll see. I don't know what I'm eating for lunch. Did I say eating dinner? I might have. I mean lunch. Alright, cool. I ate that late here. Let me see. Who's kicking about? It looks like Sky is still going. Why is Matto still going? He's been on for a long time. He went on like when I got up this morning. Let's go raid Sky. Sky will understand that I need to like show up and then immediately dip. Will probably order me to do so. I'm gonna switch over to the ending screen because that is in fact what is happening now. Right meow. I will be back on Wednesday. No Monday streams for the rest of this month and half of December because I'm gonna be being naked for money. And it's more money than I get from Twitch in a month, so you guys are gonna get put on the back burner for a little bit. Let me make sure I'm smelling this correctly. Yep, that's sure what I meant to say, Face. Thank you so much. Almost forget how to spell Sky's full username. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I should probably actually pull up the other stream that I'm gonna go to. That would be helpful in general. What else do I have to say? I don't know. I was like, okay, we're done streaming, brain. My brain was like, all right, peace. I have put rate commands in chat. The first one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch. The second one has emotes you can use if you are subscribed to my channel. So please copy and paste to the one that is relevant to you if you will be joining us on our little journey today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being nice to me. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all on Wednesday, not Monday. So until then, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Remember that you're loved because I love you. If you can't take care of or be kind to yourself or yourself, please do so for me. Because I think you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. So let's work on being kinder to ourselves and each other, and then we can meet back here for, you know, a top up, or to express our victories, or to bitch about how things don't go the way that we think that they should. You know? Life is a mixed bag, so we get to have multiple emotions about it. And don't trust anybody who says you're only ever allowed to have one. Alright, I will see y'all next time, okay? Bye!